What's good, y'all? It is Freaky Friday.
And today we're talking about keeping it clean.
Welcome to the Renegade Relationship Realists with Reverend Marquita Pierre McAllister and Rachel Dillon. Please be advised, this channel is rated R for realism.
Hi, I'm Rachel.
And I am Reverend Marquita.
And today we're talking on our Freaky Friday about keeping it clean. So we were talking as a staff, as we do sometimes, especially about our Freaky Friday topics, and we started discussing about how do you talk to multiple partners. So if you're having sex over here and then you are going to go have sex over here, making sure that everybody is safe and keeping it clean. So how do you have that conversation? Are there sexual transmitted diseases? How many other partners have you had? As well as what position you want to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the idea came up for me because when I was coming out of, I was getting a divorce. Getting divorced, right. So I'm living on my own, all that, and I thought, man, I didn't do the whole 70s thing. Or I guess the 60 things, the free love thing. I didn't.
That was the 60s and the 70s.
Okay, so 60s, 70s, I didn't do any of that, right? I've been married and children and all of that. So I'm like, wow, now I can go and explore and express myself. And I got a phone call. I got a phone call from a girlfriend who was a little older than me. And she said, and so I was expressing that I get to go do this now, and I'm grown, and she said, absolutely not. And I went, what? Are you kidding me? Nothing holding me back. I take care of myself. I'm good. And she said, no. And then she revealed to me, she said, Marquita, and she told me the story of how she contracted herpes. And it was a very sad story to me, and it was quite revealing, and I was just appalled. But it was very clear to me, let me just say, it scared me straight. That's what it did. And it just never occurred to me. I forget.
It scared you to celibacy, not necessarily straight.
What does that mean?
Celibacy.
Well, I had sex. I just didn't have it all over the place.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. Okay. So, I was just much more careful because I had forgotten that sexually transmitted diseases were out there and that people are not forthcoming about those types of things.
You have to ask the question.
Okay. And some people lie.
That is true. That is true. I grew up in the 80s, and 80s was all about AIDS and, not having sex. And if you're going to have sex, use condom, because we didn't know how AIDS was contracted. Yeah. So there was a lot of don't do it in that time frame. So when I came into that, I'm free now, I was in my mid-30s, and again, it was, I am not willing to risk, because I was aware. So there was always that question of, have you been tested? If so, I need to see the test. And I had individuals go, are you kidding me? And I say, no, because once you have something, you've got it.
Yes,
and
period.
You're done.
Period.
So I think it's incredibly important to make sure you're tested. And if you're having multiple partners, just so you know that you're clean, even if your partner says they are.
I just realized something.
Yes. What?
So in my brain, I just realized that in my brain, the idea of multiple partners meant one, you're dating so-and-so, and then later on, a month or 2, 3 later, you're dating so-and-so. Mm-hmm. But there's really only one partner.
At a time.
That's, oops.
You just had the idea of having 2 partners at the same time? I love it. Yeah, and even when you're having 2 at the same time, you still need to ask for information.
It just dawned on me, there's 2 interpretations of that. Okay.
And who am I to judge either way? If you want 2 or 3 in your bed, I found out a couple weeks ago that an orgy actually was 8 or more people, 6 or more people.
Right. We found that out together.
People,
we're like,
yes.
oh,
good to know. Yes, but I think if you're going to engage in sexual activity with one or 5 people or 10 people, there needs to be a communication about making sure that everybody is going in clean. And if they're not clean, then what precautions are being taken to make sure that whatever they've got isn't being spread. Because there may be people You know, the whole herpes idea is really scary because when you got that, you got that. There's no known cure, as far as I know, for herpes. However, you want to, there are ways of making sure that you don't spread that.
Right, management.
There's management, there's timing, there's medicine, lots of different ways to do it. So it's not about being scared straight, so to speak.
So to speak.
It's about being aware enough and asking the questions and being upfront to make sure that you keep yourself clean and safe.
And I think being aware that the other person may not tell you the truth.
Which is why you ask for the evidence. You went tested, I need proof.
Yes, 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 yes.
And seriously, I've had people go, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, really?
I don't know. I think people were much more aware because when I asked, the person said, yeah, absolutely, you got it. Of course, now he's my husband. But anyway.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah,
there you go. So the challenge is to be aware, to keep it clean, and if you liked us, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. If you want some reminders, go ahead and click on the bell.
Hit that like button. Share this with people that you know maybe they could use this type of conversation, right? And then share with us your comments. We'd appreciate it. Until then, get your freak on!